So tell us what it's like to not only develop a new section of your business, but also to develop a whole new product.
Well, it was challenging. One of the early ideas for the wash trench actually came from a need. I received a call from a business colleague asking if I knew of any type product, and at the time I said no, I didn't, but there will be one soon, because it made sense. And what that product is it eliminates a lot of on-site forming and pouring of concrete, which depending on the skills of the trades in the particular market, depending on the weather, depending on the timing of the project, our product eliminates 2 weeks work on site for the contractor. So we can open a site 2 weeks earlier just by using our product. So in developing that, one, there was the idea, but since it was precast concrete, I actually went to John Stuyvesant at Hub Concrete and said, what can you tell me here? So John helped me a little bit. I had a relationship with a local architect, and I sat down with Pat, and we worked through some ideas and so forth. We had to design and develop a mold, and again, that went on to a local fabricator who helped design the mold, manufacture the mold. So again, it's back to that whole small town thing and everybody working together. So those folks really helped streamline that process, and then from there it was implementation, and then finding that first customer to try. When you've got something brand new like that, it's not always easy to put into the industry. Fortunately, I had a chain of convenience stores called United Dairy Farmers I was working with at the time. I had a great relationship with their architect. It was an in-house architect, and he said, "Sure, we'll try it." And so I was able to have that right away, to use that as a nice selling place to launch everything about with pictures and testimonials, and took that right to our local or our industry trade show, where we display each year, and so that was that. It was probably a lot of luck, but it was a lot of hard work too, and from there we've grown, and we go through distributors in different markets. So again, figure out how to get your product to market if it's a product.
So I have to ask, because I think we all know 2007, 2008 were difficult times, especially owning a business, I'm sure. How do you get your business out of those difficult times to make it continue? Because a lot of people didn't make it. You were one of the lucky, smart ones, and you made it out.
Actually, we didn't really make it out. It was a starting over period. We were working with a large bank at the time. Originally, we were with a small bank, but as you know, in business now, whether it's banking or all the different industries, everybody seems to buy out the small fish, and it moves up the chain. So we were actually at that time at one of the large Columbus banks, and when the tough times hit, there really wasn't much wiggle room. There was no personal relationship. It was very much a zero-sum scenario. So fortunately, we're able to keep a few properties and really dig in, and that's when the Clean Co. and the precast side of the business kind of took over, and allowed for the resources to really come back and move back into the market with the Be Clean product, which we're very excited about. It'll be a very successful operation, and especially when we get the other one in town. So yeah, it wasn't one that we really made through, because again, as a family, with a brother and with my wife, everybody just hung in there, and you need that support at that time to get through something like that, and it actually made us a lot stronger. You learn a lot about the mistakes you've made. You learn, I think, to trust a lot of people around you a little bit more, ask some questions, even your banker. Sometimes I wonder where these crazy questions come from sometimes. But the banks have analysts in there that see something, or maybe see a certain percentage off or something, and I'll be honest, there's times that I've gone back and looked and found a mistake, or found something that was caught in some of those interviews with the bank. We also started using professional counselor, if you will, for financial outside of the accountant. So again, I think if you can use those resources around you, it can be expensive sometimes, but I think in the long run, especially if you're starting out a new business, really sit down, not only talk to people that you know that might be in business, but get some of the professionals involved that will give you good, honest, it's not always what you want to hear type answers and questions.
Yep. And we've touched on that with some of our other interviews, how important it is to have, your accountant that can give you the good advice, and have a legal team behind you that are helping you with your documents and making sure, you're covered in case anything would happen. And so it's good to hear a seasoned business owner also reiterate that.
Yep. But there's nobody going to be more passionate about your business and those particular parts of it. So again, with your accountant and your attorney, really, I think that you're responsible for knowing what you want from them and what you need from them. You're ultimately the one that's got to have that interest to push it forward. So.
Definitely, it's kind of your investment, right?
Yes.
Yep. Got to take care of it. So talk a little bit about the difference between selling from your business to your customers to what that's like to sell from your business to another business.
Okay, so CleanCo primarily sells business to business. We sell, again, the car wash equipment and soaps to retail car washes or car dealerships. So it's very much a relationship type scenario. We don't have the volume of customers or relationships that you would have in a retail business. So I think you can be a little more intimate with what your customer needs, and knowing their needs, and being able to provide something that they might need special. So that's good. And once once that relationship's built, as long as you maintain it properly, it's always going to be there. We've been fortunate to maintain our customer base really for the last 20 years. And word of mouth goes around. So in the car industry, or automotive industry, I should say, all those service managers, they move around from site to site. They all know each other. They all deal with each other. So your reputation is important in maintaining that level of service. And we do business with a lot of the car dealers that you see their ads on television and so forth, and become good friends with many of them. So how that varies, getting back in with Be Clean and back into the retail side of things full speed, they were things that I grew up with. Growing up in the full service car wash, you had customers that you saw every day, once a week, once a month, trying to remember those names, trying to provide the service that they need. But I grew up in that, so I understood that part of it. That probably helped a lot on the CleanCo side, is that attention to detail helped there. So stepping back into the retail market with the Be Clean car wash has been different again. I had to recall, some things from the past and so forth, just because you're dealing with so many more people and different personalities and so forth. It's enjoyable. I've really enjoyed. So at the car wash, I've been loading the cars a lot, guiding the people in, and it's been fun because after the last 10 years, people will ask, hey, where have you been? Did you move out of town? Are you back? And no, I've always been here. Just been doing other things. So that's probably what I missed the most about not being around the retail operations was the customers and seeing the customers and talking to them. And so it's been very refreshing, especially over the holidays. Was able to really take the time and not be on the road and see a lot of customers.
One thing that we've kind of talked about with all of the other interviews we've had with business owners is the start off of promoting it and advertising it. Do you see a lot of importance in that during the start off, or do you think maybe you wait a little bit before you really start promoting?
Yes, I don't believe in a grand opening the day you open.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you need to get things open, know what's going on. In our case, it's equipment. So most failures are going to happen in the first 10 to 20 hours of service. So we get through those periods, get everything worked out. More than anything, get your staff needs to be up to speed.
It only takes somebody coming in and having one poor experience for them to share it with other people, and then that becomes what people remember. So
Absolutely.
Training your staff is so key to really promoting your brand and making sure people are having a good experience. So when they talk to someone else, the word of mouth is, I had this experience and everything was so amazing.
That's correct. And again, it's the ever-changing and adapting. I personally don't use social media. And I know that, that kind of states my age or whatever, but we did reach out and have engaged with a social media manager that helps us to promote our business. And again, it's another way, especially with the millennials, to get to them. So we promote our business with that, but we are also able to see what people think. And back to the staff issue, which I'm really proud of, is one of the most posted comments is that our staff was professional and friendly and informative, and they were dressed neatly and all those things that my staff, my managers put a lot of effort into finding the right people, and she's done a tremendous job with it, and it's nice to know that people see that and appreciate that.
Yeah, yep. I think
and you don't realize that how important that is. The impact that your staff might have. So if you're personally not there at that moment, what is the face of your business at that moment?
Yeah, and when we talked with Rich from the Buckeye Lake Brewery, we talked a lot about you're the owner of the business, and then letting somebody, when you're not there, how is it running, and are they, running the business the way you would, and is it a positive? So, yeah, I think that seems to be a common theme is if you're not there, are the people that you have staffed really running it the way it should be? And
it's hard to let go. It really is. And it'll probably never be run just the way it was if you were there, because you're going to have decision-making matrix in place that what ifs and so forth for your staff that you would be able to take care of immediately if you were there. But you're never going to grow if you can't trust your staff to take care of the customers, and it's actually fun developing. With the staff we've got right now and the new location coming at Maysville, I also already see potential with some of those staff to be able to move into management and improve their life and their career. At the same time, that's fun to help people develop themselves.
Yeah, and that goes back to helping the community. I mean, if you can get those people and move them up, and you see they're talented, and you can keep them going up the ladder, that just helps our neighbors.
Sure.
So that's another
they're going to buy a
big positive.
Maybe a new house or a new car or whatever, and it's our small town economy.
Yeah, yep, it's definitely a ripple effect. Well, Beau, thank you so much for sitting down with us today.
Thank you for the opportunity.
That was so much good information. We hope you guys can get some information from that. If you have questions for us or for Beau, leave us a comment and we'll get with him, or you can send us a message if you don't want to leave a comment. We'll get back with Beau, talk to him about it, and get you some answers. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next week on NBTV.